Hey everyone, if you haven't met me yet, my name is David B. Dichoso. I'm a senior high school teacher of Cabarugis National School of Arts and Trades, Cabarugis, Quirino. For today's video, we're going to be discussing about the Oral Communication in Context Module 3, Lesson 1. I would like to shout out to all of my students, grade 11 students from sections Amber, Aquamarine, Amethyst, Sapphire, Ruby, Onyx, and Emerald. How are you? I am very much grateful. For those who haven't met me yet, I'm a graduate of International School of Asia and the Pacific, Alimanao Hills, Peña Blanca, Cagayan, and I also finished my master's degree at University of La Salette, Santiago City. I'm very much excited to talk about our lesson this week. To all of my students out there, if you are watching this video, kindly share the link to your classmates, to your friends, so that we can discuss together our lessons for this week. I'm very much excited to share with you our lesson. As we go through with our module today, I am requesting you to hold with you right now your modules. Good morning, Liza. Good morning, Angel. I hope that you have with you your modules so that you can read with me as we go through the module today. Let's just wait for the others to come. Shout out to grade 11 students out there. Hi, how are you guys? I'm very much happy. Well, November is about to start, and I'm very much excited because, it's my month. Good morning, Daira Lane de la Pasión. Hi. Share this video to our group chat so that your classmates will be notified that we are already live for the discussion of our Module 3, Lesson 1. Once again, good morning, everybody. I'm fine, thank you. Hello, everyone. I hope that you were all safe. I'm feeling better now, not like the other week. I was so sick. I had high fever and I was coughing the whole day. But then I thank God that I'm feeling better now and I'm very much excited to be with you today and share the things that we need to learn for Module 3. If you haven't subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, please do not forget to subscribe, hit the like button. Okay, let's have a review of what we discussed last week. Last week, we talked about the different models of communication, right? What are the different models of communication that we talked about? We have the linear model. We have the Shannon-Weaver model. We have the transactional model of communication, the Schramm model. We talk about Wilbur Schramm. Can you still remember the thing that I shared to you about the statement of, who said that again? You cannot not communicate. Who said that one? Can you still remember? Oh, that's Paul Wojciechowski. That statement, according to him, means that you cannot not communicate. Communication is innate to everyone, especially to us humans. It's always part of our identity to communicate. Even a silence is a form of communication. Well, this week we're going to be having another lesson, and that's very exciting. That's very important because sometimes when we speak, when we communicate, we forget that there are things to be considered to avoid what we call as communication breakdown. While we're just waiting right here, right now, we're waiting for the others to come. Shout out Mark Justin Olonan, Arlie Jean Viernes, good morning to all of you. Shout out grade 11, Amethyst, if you're watching, thank you very much for watching. Kindly share this video to your classmates. Okay, let me present to you our objectives in this live stream. For today's lesson, we're gonna be talking about communication breakdown. Why is it that communication suffers sometimes breakdown? Just like in relationships, there are breakups that happen and there are reasons for it. Well, in this context, in the context of our lesson, we're going to be talking about why is it that there are breakdowns that happen in our communication. What are the reasons behind it? Well, together, we are going to unlock the reasons why we have breakdowns. Why are you sad, Diane? Well, if you have suffered from breakdown from your past relationships, well, I must say, breakup is a way for you to find a better person. And more importantly, you're still young. You're still not into that level of relationships yet. That's for me, okay? That's for me. The objectives for today's lesson are: number one, define the concept of communication breakdown. And the second one is identify the different barriers to effective communication. Okay. For the start of this module, there are items or questions to be answered. Alright? It says here, what I know. On page 1 of your module 3, lesson 1, page 1, there are questions to be answered. I hope that you were able already to answer these questions, right? I think so. If yes, then together we are going to discover the answers for these questions as we go through the module for this lesson. Shout out Emerald, Amethyst, Sapphire, Ruby, Amber. I have 7 sections today. I have 7 sections for grade 11. Shout out Amber, Amethyst, Amber, Aquamarine, Sapphire, Crystal, Onyx, Emerald. What's the other one? I think I've said everything already. We're just waiting for the others to come. If you are with me right now, please hit the like button as we go through. Do you have with you your modules already? Oh, there are activities to be done here. Well, I know for a fact that some of you are done already with the module. You were asking questions on me, to me. I mean, you were asking questions to me via Messenger and I was able to answer some. Let me just share this video on my on Facebook so that they will be notified. Share. One moment. And there you go. Okay. I think we are ready. Are you ready, class? If you are ready, please hit the like button. Yes, Angel, you are ready. Who else already there? Please comment down below as we wait. Congratulations, Mark, Justin. It was a success. Okay. Are you ready? Oh, he's not yet done. Good luck, Justin, of what you're doing right now. Yes, we are ready. Are you ready? Yes, we are ready. Ever ready, battery. Shout out to my friends from Madela Integrated School of Arts and Trades. Shout out. Congratulations to Danjay Tobias. They won in the video making contest, national level. Congratulations. Can you still remember the video that I shared to you, the link that I shared to you in our GC? They won in the national level. Congratulations, Misat. Misat and our friends, Kankanai friends from Madela. Congratulations to all of you. We are very much proud of your achievement. Okay, if you're ready, let's start. First task, what's in? It says here, directions. Put the phrases or statements in the correct column. Write the letter of your answer on the separate sheet of paper. There are 3 columns here. The first one, we have linear model. The second one, we have interactive model. The third one, we have transactional model. And on the lower part of it, there are phrases that has to be placed properly to the correct column. The first one, we have letter A, SRAM model of communication. Well, SRAM, it was made by, what's the name again of SRAM? What's the first name of SRAM? Kindly comment down below if you can remember what's the name of SRAM, the proponent of SRAM model of communication. Anybody? Can you still remember SRAM? What's the first name of SRAM? What's the first name? It's, comment down below. They forgot, I think. That is Wilbur Schramm, right? Wilbur Schramm. So, if we try to think which column does this belong, the correct answer there is that is interactive. Okay, interactive. Number 2, we have Shannon-Weaver model of communication. Shannon-Weaver model, the proponents are? Who are the proponents of Shannon-Weaver? Warren Weaver and Claude Elwood Shannon. Right? So, number 2, it is what? Linear model. Letter B, it's linear model. Letter C, two-way communication process where feedback is given after a message is sent. What is this? Letter C, that belongs to what? Interactive model. Okay. Letter D, shows circular process between the sender and receiver. The clue word there is circular. What model does this belong? If it's circular, that is transactional model of communication. Correct. Letter E, barriers affect the smooth flow of communication. Letter E, that is what? What emphasizes the presence of barriers? That is transactional model of communication. Okay. Letter F, a one-way communication process. One-way, it means it's linear. The answer there is linear. Okay. Letter G, having a job interview. What model is this? Job interview. That is interactive model. Correct. H, reciting a poem in front of the class. Reciting a poem doesn't require a feedback from your classmates of what you said in the poem. So definitely that would fall under linear model. Correct. I, presiding an important meeting. Presiding an important meeting. What model of communication is this? Okay, when you preside, that falls under what? Transactional model of communication. Why? Because there are barriers that might happen while you do the meeting. Maybe noise and the like. Okay. J, focusing on the message sent. The answer there is, you are right. It's linear model. Congratulations! You were able to answer what's in of your module. I think all of you perfected this one, right? Okay, if so, then let's move forward with our lesson. What's new? In here, there are pictures or drawings that are presented. There are 3. And it says here that we have to identify the reasons for the communication breakdown in each picture. You have to write your answers in a separate sheet of paper similar to the box below. Okay? So it's important that you place your answers inside the box so that I'll notice it that it's part of what's new. Okay? There are 3 drawings. Let's focus first on the first drawing. You have your module with you, right? Okay. Let's try to look at it. There's a guy, a man, who is passing through an overpass, and then he's talking to somebody via phone. Okay. What do you think is the breakdown, that what causes the communication breakdown here? Kindly comment down below. What do you think is the cause of this communication breakdown? Well, the man here is trying to let me imitate the man. He was trying to cover his other ear because of the traffic. So that means that the man is experiencing a communication breakdown. It's because of the noise from the vehicles that are passing. Okay, so that is a possible answer for number 1. Okay, in answering this one, I want you to answer in a complete sentence, okay? So that you will deliver a complete thought for your answers. It should not be just a hanging phrase. It should be a complete sentence. Okay? Next picture or drawing in this activity. There are 2 individuals who are having a conversation while they are in a karaoke room. Okay. So definitely here, the noise from the karaoke causes them to be what? To be having a hard time understanding the message or the words that is stated by their companion. Okay? I think we're good with that. Next, we have, I like this drawing. This is very interesting. Kindly look at the expression of these 2 gentlemen in your module, page 5. Try to look at it. What can you see on the faces and the gesture of these 2 gentlemen having a discussion? Well, as I look in this picture, I feel like they are having an argument. They are having maybe a debate, or they might be fighting over something or somebody. And the problem here is that people sometimes, not always, okay, when they argue, they they do not listen to respond. I mean, they just say it without listening to what others are saying to them. It's like one way. They do not care what others are speaking about or explaining to. They just wanted that their side will win the argument. And that's not a good thing. When you are having an argument, it shouldn't be stated in a loud voice. When you are having an argument, it has to be stated in a clear and moderate voice. Because raising your voice wouldn't make you correct in arguments. What makes you win in an argument is the quality of your statement. When you explain things, it has to be factual. Raising your voice wouldn't make you correct. Okay? So we're done. We're done with this activity. What's new? Okay, let me read it to you. The elements involved in communication are important in the success or failure of this process. These very same elements, sender, message, receiver, feedback, can pose a threat to the efficiency or effectiveness of the process. Okay, yes, correct. Communication breakdown may occur when problems in any of the elements involved arise. They become barriers to communication. So the elements sometimes become barriers in the communication process. And today, we're going to be talking about 4 communication breakdowns. And we're going to dissect it one by one. Are you ready? If you are, then let's do it. Number 1, physical barriers. Physical barriers are natural or environmental condition that act as barrier in the communication in sending the message from the sender to receiver. Examples are people talking too loud. Number 2, example, noise from a construction site. Number 3, loud sound of the karaoke. Number 4, blaring of jeepney horns. A noise is an example of physical barriers. Okay, when the teacher is discussing and your classmate is talking to you, that's a form of what? Physical barrier, because his noise disturbs you from getting what the teacher is talking about. Okay, so that's a physical barrier. Noise. Anything that is found in the environment that distracts you. Anything that is found in your surrounding that distracts you from listening to the message. That is physical barrier. Can I say it? Physical barrier. Okay, we're good with that. Number 2, I like this one. Psychological barrier. Can you read it with me today? All together, let's read on page 6. Psychological barrier are called as mental barriers. These refer to social and personal issues of a speaker towards communicating with others. This barrier happens in the mind, either of the sender or the receiver. Example, right now, I am discussing to you our lesson for communication breakdown. Last night, you had an argument with your labidubs and you weren't able to sleep well. You slept 3 a.m. Well, that's psychological barrier because right now you're not in the mood to listen at all. You feel like, this should be done already. Right? Something like that. Okay, next. Shyness or lack of confidence. Well, I experienced this a lot before when I was still a student. I was so timid every time that I go in front and speak. But now, I am grounded. I know what to say. Okay. Next, depression. If you have problems like that, definitely it would affect you on how you listen, on how you dissect or understand the message that you receive. Next, fear, stage fright. Who among you here are afraid when speaking in front? Well, I have known individuals who were very much afraid of speaking in front, but later on when they realized that they are really good at speaking, well, they improved, they changed, they are now confident. So if you have this fear or like stage fright, I tell you, it's a normal thing to be nervous. But I firmly believe that you can overcome this. Just practice, practice, and practice. Okay, we're done with physical barrier. We're done with psychological barriers. Now, let's move on with cultural barriers. Cultural barriers pertain to communication problems encountered by people regarding their intrinsic values, inside values, or beliefs and traditions in conflict with others. People's culture affect the way they communicate and relate to others. Example, different beliefs. Right? When you believe on something and others do not believe it, sometimes it causes conflict when you communicate. Well, what is to be done here is that we have to be open with the differences that we have, and we have to respect it. Correct? We have to respect and accept the difference that we have based on our culture, based on our religion, and beliefs. Correct? Because when we do it, we will have a better relationship with others. And that's the main goal of communication, to build good relationship with people from all walks of life, from all cultures. Okay, next, traditions and customs, manners of dressing and speaking. Last one, we have linguistic barriers. But the word itself, linguistic, it focuses more on language. Linguistic barriers pertain to conflicts with regard to language and word meanings, the semantic meanings, okay? Because words carry denotative or connotative meanings, they can sometimes cause confusion and misunderstanding. Meaning of words and symbols are also depending on culture. So let us further explain this one. Number one, different in language. How is different in language a linguistic barrier? Example. For example, I am a Japanese and I will say, Ohayo gozaimasu minasan. Sumimasen shitsumon shittemo ii desu ka? Watashi no namae wa David Dichosa desu. Boku wa Kyoshi Kabarugis National School of Arts and Trades Kabarugis Kirino kara kimashita. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Try to imagine. I'm saying those lines to somebody who cannot understand Nihongo. Do you think that person who cannot understand Nihongo would be able to understand it? Of course not. So it serves as a barrier. Example, another. En el amor no hay temor, sino que el perfecto amor eche fuera el temor. So that's an Italian phrase, which means in love there is no fear because perfect love casts out fear. If I'm gonna state that to somebody who cannot speak the same language that I use, then definitely there's a barrier. Difference in language. Are you with me? Number two, accent and dialect. Another, for example, you're from like USA and your accent is like, well, son, Natalia, la familia been a crystal stair. It had tacks in it and splinters and bolts stored up and places with no carpet on the floor, bare. Well, if you're not used to that kind of accent, then definitely you cannot understand the message. So accent also affects the flow of communication, right? Next, use of jargon and slang. Okay. When we say slang, these are words that are used commonly sa streets. Example of slang words, ain't. A-I-N-T. That is an example of ain't. Well, jargons are words that are to be used in a specific context, in a specific field. Just like what we used before as an example, epistaxis. That's a medical term. If you are going to use that one and tell to somebody, hey, you're suffering from epistaxis, well, definitely if he sees that it's nose bleeding, then he'll get that epistaxis means nosebleed. But then, if that person doesn't know about epistaxis as a medical term for nosebleed, then definitely it became a barrier. Jargon and slang words. Number 4, speech defects or language impairments. Okay. There are individuals who have speech defects that definitely have hard time expressing themselves because of their physical defects. But as individuals, we have to respect and be patient in understanding what they wanted to say. Okay? Okay. Furthermore, in here, in your module, Verderber 1991 also classify different barriers of communication. There are three. I think I discussed this one before to you. Yes, I think I mentioned this one. External noise are sight, sound, and other stimuli that draws people attention away from intellectual learning, intended learning. External, outside the body. Internal noise, something that happens within, such as what? Thoughts and feelings. That's internal barrier. And the third one, we have semantic noises. These are alternate meanings aroused by a speaker's symbol. This idea means that the word may have another meaning in the mind of the students. This is affected by the language in which they grew and the culture in which they are expected to. Okay. When we talk about semantics, this is an aspect of linguistics wherein it focuses on the meanings of words. It could be denotative or connotative. When we talk about denotative, it is the exact meaning taken from the dictionary, while a connotative is a meaning that is based on how it was used in the sentence or phrase. Example, love. Well, I don't have yet a dictionary here. I don't have it. I don't know if I have. Let me try. Wait, give me a moment. I'll present to you an example. Okay. Of denotative and connotative meaning. For example, love. Okay. Wait. Shout out to all of my students who are watching with me. If you're still with me right now, kindly hit the like button. Okay. Wait for a moment. Shout out to all of my students there. I hope that you're having a good time with me right now. Happy Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween. How are you going to celebrate the Halloween, guys? Okay. Okay? Okay. Example, the word love. Based on Merriam-Webster's dictionary, love is an intense feeling of deep affection, a great intense and pleasure in something. Well, when we say denotative meaning, it is from the dictionary. It is the exact and direct meaning of words. While connotative, it is something like you understand based on how it was used in a sentence. It is how a person would interpret a word. For example, my connotative meaning of love is sacrifice. Love is kind, love is patient. Well, that's my personal definition of love. That's my connotation of what I mean with the word love. Okay? Are you getting my point now? So sometimes when people try to understand a message, sometimes they deviate whether it has to be taken in a denotative aspect or a connotative aspect in understanding a message that is received. Okay. I think we're done with this one. And, okay. So we're done with internal noise, external noise, and semantic noise according to Verderber 1991. Okay, let's try to answer what's more activity. Okay, I know some parts of here, especially activity 2, you need some clarifications here. I think so. Right? So let's start. Activity 1. Identify the kind of communication barrier exemplified by each description. Tell whether it is physiological, psychological, cultural, or linguistic barrier. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Let's have a review. Physiological, something that is happening around us in the environment, in the physical realm. Second one, psychological, something that happens in the mind of a person. It could be the sender or the receiver's mind. Next, cultural. It is based on the barrier that is anchored with our beliefs, traditions. Okay? Next, linguistic. It's on the grammar and the like. Yes? Let's start. Number 1, lack of confidence. What barrier is this? Kindly comment down below. Lack of confidence, that falls under, correct, psychological barrier. Number 2, connotative and denotative meaning of words. Connotative, your personal interpretation or how it was used in the sentence, while denotative is the meaning of the word. And sometimes you have this what we call confusion on which meaning should you follow, connotative or denotative. What barrier is that? That falls under linguistic barrier. Correct. Next, loud party. Party. What's that? What barrier is this? Okay, I think you're right. That is physiological barrier. Number 4, different races. The clue word there is races. That is correct. Cultural barrier. You got it right. Next, poor lighting. Okay, lights. Maybe you wanted to see the face of the speaker because it was too dark. You weren't able to get whether the message was clear or not, whether he was honest or not. The answer there could be physiological aspect. Number 6, lack of interest and attention. Okay, something that's happening in the mind. That is psychological. Different views and opinions. That is what? Different views and opinions. Number 6, psychological. Number 6? Yeah, I think so. Number 7, different, 7, I'm sorry. 7 different. Number 6, lack of interest and attention, that is psychological. Different views and opinions, that should be what? Cultural. Next, using idiomatic expressions, that is linguistic. Number 9, information overload, that is psychological, mind. Number 10, feel frustrated or depressed. You have to avoid this one. That is psychological. So we answered activity 1. Now, here is the real deal. Activity 2. It says here, explain why there is communication breakdown on the given situations. Again, write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Number 1. Jay and Michelle started talking about their plans for Christmas vacation when their classmates Moy interrupted them. Okay, somebody interrupted them. What do you think is this one? What type of barrier? Well, I think this would be a physical barrier because of the noise that was brought by Moy. I think that's the communication breakdown that happened. Okay, number 2. Mama, I will buy this cake for you. I am very sure that you will like this. You will like its taste. It's from our favorite cake store. Okay. The problem in here, well, it may sound a little bit tricky for number 2. What is the breakdown in this sentence is that the statement of the child I am very sure that you will like its taste. Well, we have different opinions, we have different preferences. So I think that's the breakdown here. What particular barrier is that when we have different views and opinions? I think it's cultural barrier. Well, the child should have asked the mother what flavor of cake would she like to have. Next, you spent the night thinking and analyzing why a student from another class talked to you on your way home. Oh, maybe that person likes the persons that is in this sentence. So that is what? Analyzing. Okay, that is thinking. It's a mental aspect. It's a psychological barrier. Okay, next. Levi encounters a participant who is very eager to share with others her views and opinions. She does this without asking permission. Okay, the breakdown here happens when the girl interrupted without permission. Okay? When you want to state things to others, you have to ask permission first by raising your hand so that you will be recognized and would be given the chance to speak. Okay. Next, in some Asian countries, direct eye contact is considered disrespectful. That is a fact, especially for Japanese people. For Japanese, well, it's a sign of disrespect when you talk to them eye to eye. Have you observed in the anime, they will always bow their head while they talk to their boss, like, sumimasen, sumimasen, sumimasen. They were saying sorry. Because that's how it is in their culture. Well, that's their culture. So we have to respect them. And when we go there, we have to do the same. We have to adopt. That is what we call intercultural sensitivity. We're going to be talking about that soon. Okay, I think we're done. What have I learned on page 9? What is a communication breakdown? Communication breakdown is the interruption of the communication process. What are the barriers to communication? There are 4. We have number 1, physiological, psychological, cultural, and the other one is linguistic barrier. Why does breakdown of communication occur? I think communication breakdown occurs when we lack consideration. We lack consideration on the proper channel to be used, on the manner we speak, and at the same time, the environment. We have to choose to communicate to somebody on the right time and the right place with the right words to say. Okay, what can I do? Interview 3 people and ask them about a past communication breakdown. Okay, interview 1. Just one. Okay? Just one. And then, answer these questions. Who was the person involved? What was the situation? When did the communication breakdown happen? What were the barriers to communication? What happened due to the communication breakdown? Interview just one person. That will be okay for me. Okay? And then, what was the cause of the communication breakdown? Okay, you can answer this one already. After that, you answered, the assessment. Okay, and we're done. Additional activities. It says here, for offline activity, write a letter to your teacher about your personal learning on communication breakdown. Include your letter, how this lesson can be useful in your daily life, particularly at home, in school, and in the community. Okay, you can just write it a simple letter to me. Don't you worry. You know what I mean with that, okay? Or if you want, just PM me what you learned from this live stream. or from this video after you watch this. Shout out to everybody who are not able to join us live stream because of some factors. Well, I understand you. Do not worry. Everything will be fine. Just relax. Be happy. Find ways to be happy as you study in this time of pandemic. Okay, if you want to do a vlog, you can also do it. You can also make your vlog if you like. Okay? Do you have more questions, class? Do you have more questions? If none, then I'll let you go then. Please do not forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this video to your classmates. I hope that everything is doing great. We're gonna be talking about that later. I'll PM the schedule for lesson 2. Okay? Maybe this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Maybe? Okay. So stay safe. Please relax. Please do not be stressed. I know you have hard time coping up with all of the activities, but prioritize yourself and your family, of course. Please remember, I'm your Sir Dave. Okay. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to Sir Philip. Congratulations, Sir Philip. And good day and God bless everybody.